Hello, dear audience. Today, we are about to step into a truly special situation, one that could completely change the fate of the love story between CEO Alex and the single mother, Tuna. Before her stretched rows of lush star apple trees, their branches heavy with golden ripe fruit exuding a gentle fragrance. Tuna began harvesting carefully, placing each ripe fruit into her basket. In no time, the basket was brimming full. She lifted it onto her back, tightened the bamboo straps, and set off for the market. That morning, the marketplace was bustling with vendors' cries, chatter, and laughter. Tuna chose a small corner and displayed her goods. The golden, fragrant star apples immediately caught people's eyes. Compliments and bargaining voices rang out, and before long, her basket was completely sold out. A look of joy, mixed with a touch of weariness, appeared on Tuna's face. She let out a gentle sigh, savoring the simple happiness of the day-hard work and the sweet reward that followed. On the village road shaded by bamboo, Tuna walked leisurely after a busy morning. On her shoulder hung an empty basket, for the star apples she had taken to the market were sold out early. The sky was now clear and blue, with a few white clouds drifting lazily, while soft golden sunlight bathed the countryside. Along both sides of the path, wildflowers bloomed in clusters, their faint fragrance soothing the heart. The cicadas chirped endlessly in the trees, mingling with the gentle breeze, creating a strangely peaceful scene. Tuna walked slowly, her heart filled with serenity after a long day's work. Suddenly, from afar, the familiar sound of an engine echoed. A car approached slowly. She lifted her head and froze. Behind the wheel was none other than Adam, the man who had once helped her in the darkest time of her life. Adam also immediately recognized that familiar figure. He stopped the car by the roadside, opened the door, and stepped out his face, showing surprise mixed with delight. "Tuna, is that you? What are you doing here?" Adam's warm voice carried across. Tuna, a little flustered, still smiled and replied, "I just went to the market to sell some fruit. Now, I'm heading to Grandma Tong's house to pick up little Henry." Hearing that, Adam chuckled softly. What a coincidence. I'm also on my way to visit Grandma Tong. In that case, come with me. I'll take you there. In the afternoon, sunlight, Tuna hesitated briefly. Then a faint smile spread across her lips. She nodded and stepped into the car. In that moment, both of them felt a touch of shyness, but also something warm that words could not describe. The car rolled smoothly along the flower-lined country road. Inside the small space, Tuna and Adam spoke more. They recalled old memories of when Adam reached out to help her and her son of the struggles she endured. Adam's deep, steady voice, sometimes laced with humor, made Tuna laugh. It had been a long time since she had such an easy, light-hearted conversation. When the car stopped in front of Grandma Tong's house, the peaceful atmosphere of the village surrounded them once again. The sound of rustling leaves, chirping birds, and a gentle lullaby drifted from inside. Grandma Tong was rocking Henry to sleep, her sweet, tender voice like a flowing stream. Tuna stepped out of the car and called softly, "Grandma Tong, I'm back." Grandma Tong came out both joyful and a little surprised to see Tuna with Adam. "Oh, how come you're together today?" she asked with a kind smile. Tuna and Adam glanced at each other and laughed shyly. Adam quickly explained, "I was passing by after work so I thought I'd stop to visit you. How have you been lately?" Grandma Tong smiled and nodded. "Thank you, I'm still well. Having you visit makes me even happier. Do you still remember Adam, the man who once appeared during the darkest time of Tuna's life? When she was lonely, desperate, with nowhere to turn, it was Adam who reached out his hand, giving her the strength and faith to keep moving forward. And now, after so many years apart, destiny has arranged for them to meet again." The three of them entered the house. The space was simple and rustic, yet filled with the warmth of family. Grandma Tong brewed a pot of hot tea, its aroma gently filling the room. They all sat down to chat. Tuna quietly observed a strange feeling rising in her heart. It had been so long since she last felt the true warmth and closeness of a home. Time passed, and the afternoon sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the porch. Henry awoke and ran happily toward his mother. Tuna lifted him into her arms, smiling with joy. Beside her, Adam's gaze carried something indescribable, both tender and profound. A little while later, Adam stood up and politely said to Grandma Tong, "It's getting late. Let me take Tuna and her son back to the farm." Grandma Tong nodded in agreement. Adam quickly carried some of the belongings while Tuna held Henry. Together, they stepped out toward the car. The road home was bathed in sunset hues, with a cool breeze blowing and the sound of insects beginning to stir. When they arrived at the farm, Adam was struck with surprise. Before him was a neat, well-kept courtyard, lush fruit trees, and everything arranged in order reflecting Tuna's diligence and care. Tuna invited Adam to sit at the familiar bamboo table in the yard. She poured him a glass of cool water and placed it before him. They sat facing each other, their eyes occasionally meeting, only to quickly turn away again with shy smiles. Their conversation continued, and Tuna confided about her hardest days when she nearly collapsed but forced herself to endure for her son. She did not forget to thank Adam, who had once been her source of strength, the one who reached out when she was most desperate. "If it hadn't been for you, then Henry and I could hardly have survived." Tuna said, her voice trembling. Adam only smiled gently, his eyes kind. "That was the least I could do. I only wish for you and Henry to always live in peace and happiness." Their laughter and shy silences lingered, filling the afternoon on the farm with a rare warmth. But suddenly, the ringing of a phone broke the moment. Adam picked it up, listened briefly, and frowned. On the other end, his company needed him urgently. He stood, adjusted his shirt, and turned to Tuna. "I have to leave now. Another time, I'll come visit you and Henry again." Tuna nodded and walked him to the gate. The car disappeared behind the bamboo grove, leaving the courtyard quiet once more. Tuna sat back at the bamboo table, gazing at the sky now tinged with purple, and silently thanked Adam, a kind, noble man. She thought to herself, if some woman were fortunate enough to become Adam's wife, she would surely live a truly happy life. Just as Adam stepped out of the farm gate, Alex appeared in the distance. In that instant, Alex's steps faltered. He froze when he saw a strange man leaving the place where Tuna lived. His heart sank slightly as surprise and unease rushed through him. A torrent of unanswered questions flooded his mind. Who was that man? Why was he here? And why was he walking out of Tuna's farm? But what feelings will this moment stir into? Now will it be gratitude, a fleeting emotion from the past, or a true confusion that could shake her heart against the love Alex is offering her? More importantly, could this be the very reason why the long-awaited wedding between Alex and Tu Na might come to a halt right at the doorstep of happiness? Alex clenched his fist, took a deep breath, and quickly entered the yard. The familiar scenery of the farm suddenly felt foreign, as if shrouded in a mist of doubt. Tu Na came out of the house, her gentle smile still on her lips when she saw Alex. She had no idea that at that very moment the man before her was consumed by misunderstanding and uncertainty. Softly, Tu Na invited Alex to sit at the familiar bamboo table beneath the shady tree, then poured him a cool glass of water. But Alex's face was tense. He couldn't suppress the curiosity and anxiety tormenting his heart. His eyes fixed on Tu Na, and in a slow, heavy voice, he asked, "The man I just saw, who is he, Tu Na?" Tu Na was startled by the question. For a brief moment, she caught the suspicion in Alex's eyes, but then with all her sincerity, she smiled gently and replied, "Ah, he's the one who once helped me and Henry during our hardest days. Without him, I don't think I could have made it this far." That simple, tender answer was like a fresh breeze blowing into Alex's heart, which had been burning with jealousy and doubt. He stayed silent for a few seconds, then nodded slightly. The knots in his chest seemed to loosen, but they did not completely disappear. Deep inside, the image of that strange man lingered an unresolved question mark. Alex tried to hide his unease, but his eyes still drifted toward the gate where Adam had just left. Meanwhile, Tu Na remained carefree, unaware that at this very moment, a silent storm was rising within Alex. And what Alex did not yet know was this: that man was not only Tu Na's benefactor, but also Adam, the important business partner in his own company. When the truth comes to light, will Alex be able to hold on to his trust? Or will jealousy and suspicion once again put their love to the test? If you were in Alex's place, would you have enough faith to believe Tu Na's words? Share your thoughts below in the comments. If that happens, do you think Alex will be strong enough to hold on to Tu Na? Or will their love crack under the weight of the past? Every glance, every word in this reunion could become a turning point. And I truly believe the scenes ahead will leave you breathless, both curious and deeply moved. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a single dramatic and emotional moment in this stormy journey of love between CEO Alex and the single mother Tu Na. As the morning sunlight filtered through the green canopy, dewdrops still lingered sparkling like crystal, while birdsong echoed somewhere in the distance welcoming a new day. In that peaceful scene, Tu Na began her morning just as she always did. She held a bamboo broom, gently sweeping the yard. With each passing breeze, dry leaves fell one by one, blending with the soft rustling of the broom to create a familiar sound. The little chicks scurried around, chirping noisily for food, making Tu Na laugh. She scattered a handful of rice across the yard, and the chickens eagerly pecked at the grains, bringing the scene to life. Afterward, she moved on to care for the rest of the animals. The piglets squealed, and the ducks quacked loudly the moment they saw their owner bringing food. Every creature Every sound seemed to add a lively note to the morning's painting of farm life. When the chores were done, Tuna returned to the house. Her little angel Henry was still fast asleep beneath a soft blanket. His rosy cheeks, lips pressed together, and steady breathing melted his mother's heart. Tuna gently picked him up, each movement tender, so as not to wake him. That day, she planned to ask her kind neighbor Grandma Tong to watch Henry while she went to harvest the star apple orchard that was now in season. On the small path leading to Grandma Tong's house, Henry slept peacefully in his mother's arms, his face serene like that of an angel. Grandma Tong warmly welcomed her, carefully taking Henry into her embrace. After entrusting her son Tuna, returned alone to the orchard.
Đêm hôm đó, Alex trằn trọc mãi không ngủ được. Bên ngoài cửa sổ ánh trăng vàng soi xuống khung thiên hạ. Nghe tiếng gió nhẹ nhàng, anh nằm đó nghĩ về Tùng. Bên Tùng Nga cũng cười khi cô đón anh qua cổng trang trại. Ánh mắt đầy biết ơn khi anh giúp cô sửa lại mái chuồng gà hay những quả chiều ngồi xuống dưới bóng cây xoài. Tất cả những mảnh ghép mạnh mẽ như sâu cho trái tim là giờ đây anh muốn viết chúng thành một bức tranh trọn vẹn, bức tranh của gia đình. Sáng mai chỉ thêm một chút can đảm nữa, anh sẽ thường xuống sát mặt cô, đưa tay nhận anh phải nói điều anh kín bấy hôm nay. Nên liệu mọi chuyện có thật sự suôn sẻ đều vẫn là không sẵn sàng bạn nào mong những vết thương của quá khứ là nếu cô từ chối Alex sẽ phải đối mặt với điều gì. Các bạn khán giả thân mến, theo bạn thì ngày mai khi Alex xuất hiện trên trang trại với những kỹ năng và sự kiện đấy, tự nhiên sẽ nụ cười gật đầu hay sẽ rơi nước mắt bắt đầu của chúng chúng ta sẽ chứng kiến một cái hạnh phúc hay một lần nữa những giọt nước mắt chia xa. Hãy để lại suy nghĩ của bạn những phần bình luận và đừng quên đăng ký và bật chuông thông báo để theo dõi những diễn biến tiếp theo trong câu chuyện đầy sắp sửa rớt. Xin cảm ơn và người nhẹ ơn thật hạnh này. Anh sẽ bị cười từ tận sâu trong trái tim đã mạnh mẽ đến mức không thể bỏ qua. Anh biết nếu bỏ lỡ này anh sẽ phải chết cả đời.